Well, this is a major change in the United States. U.S. pharmacies can now sell abortion pills under a new rule change by the Biden administration. Now, until now, patients have only been able to obtain the abortion drug mifepristone in person from a healthcare provider. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Now, a prescription is still required under the new rule, but patients can now pick up the pill in store or by mail order. Now, pro-choice advocates are celebrating this move, which they say could significantly expand access to abortion through medication. And joining us now to break this down is Jex Blackmore, an abortion pill activist. So, Jex, the abortion debate is really one of the most divisive in the United States. First of all, break down how access to abortion has changed in the U.S. in the past year.
It's changed significantly because there's over 13 states now that you can't obtain abortion whatsoever at all legally, and certainly not through a surgical means. I will say, though, that continuing to focus on legality obscures the fact that legal and safe abortions, or not legal, but safe abortions are available to all through mail, regardless of them being legal. But has created significant challenges and impacted so many people's lives over the last year.
So why has the Biden administration chosen to now allow U.S. pharmacies to sell abortion pills? What is the goal here?
Well, I know the administration is invested in expanding abortion access, especially in wake of the overturn of Roe v. Wade decision. However, I will still say that abortion pills are still highly restricted. Pharmacies have to be certified, and that certification process is extensive and aligned with controlled substance protocols, which is really culturally based, not scientifically required. Patients will still need a prescription, and even where it is legal, prescribers sometimes must be specially certified to do so or registered under a specific state law. So although the FDA has expanded that the availability to obtain the abortion pills through a pharmacy rather than in person, it's still something that is not a saving grace for everybody. However, anything that puts people closer to abortion medication and reduces the broad cultural perception that pills are contraband is absolutely good, because time is of the essence in these situations and can change a person's life. But I think it's important to note that the FDA could completely end these restrictions and treating abortion medication as a controlled substance, and make it actually just available without a prescription, but they have chosen not to do so. So you have to take that with a grain of salt.
How many abortions are carried out through pills in the United States when you're looking at the overall picture here? What statistics are out there?
That's actually very hard to say. One of the reasons why is that not all abortions are reported. And especially within the last year, how that has shifted and changed, it's very difficult to say. I will say, though, that I know as the last statistic I heard was that the majority of them are had as a medication, specifically because it is often more affordable. It is something that you can do in the safety and comfort of your own home. And it allows for a lot more privacy and management of your own self-care. So those are all very good benefits, and those benefits continue to exist. But certainly the abortion through medication has just rapidly expanded in the wake of Roe v. Wade overturn.
Now, obviously, you mentioned that not all pharmacies are necessarily going to be carrying abortion pills. Women in the states where abortion have been banned are still going to have to travel to states in which abortion is legalized to be able to access these pills, correct? It's not as though these pills are going to be sold in states where abortions have been banned.
Correct. Yes, state law does trump FDA regulation. So if your state is one that has criminalized abortion medically and surgically, you cannot still walk into a pharmacy. However, I will say that there are a number of organizations, Aid Access, Los Libres, or Red State Access, that are committed to sending folks in states where abortion is being criminalized medication through the mail, which is safe and tested, even though it's not technically legal. If you do want to have a legal abortion, you will have to travel out of state, which is for many an insurmountable hurdle, as it is expensive, requires taking time off of work, finding childcare, and all of the burdens that make it almost impossible for many people.
All right, Jex, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us and breaking that down. Obviously, a big change to American policy, even if it's not necessarily across the board, across every single state. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Natasha.